Yeah, I can talk. I think we've got Jonas on the screen, so if he can hear me, he can. That's confusing. For now, I shall commentate whilst you. Yeah, I've got half screen Zwift, shrunk window of Zoom and like the big window of the Zwift race. Yeah, no. So this is Climbers Gambit race. We've got quite a pretty stacked field here, really. I remember Lionel will be in, Zach there, Julia. Yeah, Julia here who we're watching, who absolutely flies for the hills. And to be clear, I'm not racing. I'm doing my own little ride. No way I would be looking to see here. I think Jonas has got me. Hello, Jonas. So, as you can see here, kind of we kind of roll around the Tokyo bit. We go up the first KOM, the steep way. And apologies, just cool. I will try and just talk louder. So yeah, we go up the reverse KOM, the steep bit of it before we hang left across the shortcut straight onto the full KOM descent. Go down there, up the gravel drag towards Wago Flats, then hang a right into what's the word? Titans Grove, that's the word. Through Titans Grove over rollers, which is I'd imagine where we'll see meaningful splits at the front from the like guys being really pushed. Julia here, she said that's one place where she's worried about simply like people really push it hard. And yeah, and then we go out of Titans Grove, right, through the underwater tunnels, moving our way around, do a reverse epic KOM up there, which rollers, which will be interesting to see how that plays out. Climb up to the top, and then there'll be a bit of a sprint at the last 500 meters, I guess, with a bit of an elite select group. See how it plays out. David, yeah, literally a bit of everything in it. Yes, at the moment we are kind of heading very quickly towards that first KOM, first steep bit. I imagine you see weak riders shelled, but the front guys be pretty in control, really. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. I'll do my best to keep talking. At the moment, I'm just sat spinning in the pen in my own ride rather than going up the house. But once they actually start on it, I may be a bit more intimate. Yeah, to see them all kind of jockeying position into the bottom of this. They don't want to be too far back because if any gaps do go, it's very quick descent and gap will just balloon so quickly and they won't ease up after it into tight growth. You don't want to let anyone back off. Here we go, starting. Steady drag. Yeah, steady drag up here. And then I'm imagining we'll see some ginger what's it numbers on the corner here coming in. I'll see if I can help the noise. Is the noise any better as we see some what's it numbers? Julia absolutely lighting it up in second. I stole my dad's sandals. But yeah, Julia's kind of hit that perfectly, really. In the group, obviously, Adrian Alvarado absolutely smashing it up there as well. Brilliant to see him over there nicely in that front group. And yeah, as expected, it stretched out a bit. All the best to right up there, nice and comfortably in the group. Hopefully it's slightly better for you guys. Apologies about the sound. My turbo is a little bit loud. I can't really, not quite sure how to quieten it down over Zoom. I mean, I tried looping up my drivetrain, but that didn't do much. So Lord, we've had a bit of trouble with the audio, getting the Zoom audio all hooked up and sync. We've got me, but for Al's audio to come out over Zoom, yeah. I'm not sure why it'd be wind noise because my fan is on the lowest. I'll try turning the fan off, but or if I adjust the fan down, hopefully it won't be hitting the microphone. We'll see if that's any better. Yeah, the next Nathan. No, I need to become a better rider to be the next Nathan. Is that any better, or is the wind noise still there? So I can try turning the fan off as well and just ride easier. Anyway, on the race, we've got them heading up this drag towards Brago Flats, and they're flying up here, to be fair. Our success, it was obviously the literal wind hitting the microphone, but with it a bit lower, just kind of makes it a bit nicer. So yeah, flying up towards Brago Flats, and we're gonna really smash it through the through Titan Grove, I imagine, with some guys really trying to make it hard on the early rollers. And the main climb will be a bit of a smash fest. So I'm imagining 7-ish watts per kilo potentially, and they'll probably ease off a bit after the climb because the group will have kind of naturally formed, and after that point it's going to be hard to break it up much more. I'd imagine we'll see guys like Lionel, if he did indeed make it into the race, pushing on here as a very strong rider. But with riders like Julia here, who have that watt per kilo advantage, I'd imagine, on the final climb, he'll want to make it as hard as possible for them up to that point. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Yep, indeed, as I mentioned him, there he is. Coming to the front, ready for this right-hand turn. There, yeah. But yeah, so here we are, past the sign. The rollers will start off quite gently as we kind of go through this. Almost, what's the word? Big geysers in the US, what they call super volcano, Yellowstone. This Yellowstone-esque kind of part bit of it, with the hot balls, and a rubber duck in one of them if you're lucky enough to spot it. The rollers are a bit more gentle here, and it's as we exit this that they really start to kick up the percentage, and the sparks will start to fly, I'd imagine. See, if I was GCN here, I'd be going into the etymology of the word rubber duck, the latest rubber duck I bought, and yeah, where to get the best rubber ducks from. I'll have a little anecdote about the last rubber duck I bought whilst in France. So you can see here, they're not pushing out massive numbers, but they're working enough kind of 4 or 5, even on these kind of 3 to 6% drags. And as they get steeper, that way you become more. Worth watching how Julia does here as a lighter rider with the kind of momentum aspect of this course through here, because it's so much harder without that little bit extra weight to help them catapult you through, just to keep on top of pack position. And the pack will probably change up quite a lot through here. Just another rider I spied actually. Adam Baker from Vision there is it's a very strong rider as well. He'll be interesting to see how he goes. He's quite a lightweight climber. He's got a very good kick on him. Hey, yeah, no, I'm not doing this race, I'm afraid, but I will be starting my charge up the Alp in a couple of minutes. Yeah, absolutely. As Al mentioned in chat there, she'll need to push on that a little bit more down the hills. You can see this here. She's doing like 4.3, 4.2 and losing pack position down there. Why don't we say like a box of brownies or something? Yeah, so you can see that she's working similar up the climbs, but down them, she's having to keep that power on, as Al said, and it's not much when you're that strong, but it is a bit when everyone else gets that little bit of easier, a little bit recovery. Like, just adds up. If this goes on much longer than it feels like it should do, to be frank. Although interestingly, this first half in this direction actually has some longer climbs, like this one they're currently on, goes on for quite a while, which is nice if you're a lighter rider. You can just settle into a rhythm up it, whereas the really rapid rollers in succession with long descents, it hurts much more. Just a quick note on Julia, we know that she's able to go very high with her heart rate, so her setting 180, though it may look high, actually that's well in control for her. I believe she's been known to hit over 200 multiple times, so this is nothing to worry about when you've got a rider this strong. Right, forgive me going quiet for a little bit, just got to get myself actually pedaling in my ride. Oh, that's a perfect facial freeze I've got on me there. Panic, and I'm doing my own ride, I'm going up the Alp. So yeah, here we are. We're coming in towards Titan's Grove KOM very shortly. A few more rollers. Ha! Oh, imagine doing university work, he says, grimacing. But yeah, here we come into the actual main drag of Titan's Grove itself. Here goes a little bit of a kick, I'm imagining. Yeah, here we go. Nice to see that she managed to get that nice position at the back of the pack to kind of slingshot through as you come onto that steep slope. Something I've learned a lot from Piglet, Paul Hamlet, is if you get your pack positioning right into a climb like this, you can carry your speed really nicely without having to go too hard. And in the start of that climb, she's nailed that to kind of come through to the front without massively spiking it. And actually, she's been able to get into a good position and kind of maintain power while others behind will have to kick towards the top to get towards the front as it naturally stretches out up a climb like this. Yeah, as give me 1 second. As Jonas mentioned, this is the site of the next backpedal hill climb, and that means that people will be smashing up here with no draft next Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, that is. Yeah, perfect position for Julia in the front of this pack. Hoping to spot Alvarado, Adrian in the front group as well. Hopefully spotting on the descent, but yeah, they've just crested now. Be interesting to see that there he is, nicely in there. Still a nice big pack, close the class to the field really. A small thing, not massive, but worth noting is actually this descent. It's only just steep enough to super tuck at certain points, and if you try and get that bit of rest and mess it up, you'll be out the back in no time, and it's just fast enough as well that's hard to get back in. So it's a tricky one if you've been working hard. Yeah, I'd say so, Ed, about 90 seconds, maybe a little bit more considering the no draft, but definitely a short one. Oh, Ian's correcting me. To be fair, he'll know better than I am. I won't be doing it this week, so I've not really been paying attention to exactly what it'll be. Whatever it'll do, if you're going hard, it'll hurt. Yeah, on the topic of going hard, these guys aren't now. They've reached the climb, shelled a few, and now they know that down this long descent, there's very little point in pushing. It's just conserving the energy and getting down the climb ready for the next one. Now, if we had a few really enthusiastic guys, they could go long here and try and put the hurt on a bit. But at the end of the day, it would kind of be pointless with such a big, strong group, because you'd be working hard on the flat and climbs long enough, but it's a very, very long climb to hold on solo. With maybe the front of this group, 16-minute final climb, definitely on the cards. Yeah, so it's good to see such a big pack, really. It's going to make it very, very, very exciting on this final climb. Smash fest on the first steep ramp before the bridge, and there will be guys carrying that momentum on. On the topic of that Titan's Grove hill climb, I think it's worth remembering how much of a drafty climb it is. Like in a pack, I've done it at, I think, less than the watts per kilo, less than a whole watt per kilo, less than Nick Browndill, and gone exactly the same time as him. So I think it's worth remembering that actually that draft makes such a big difference in a no draft event like the hill climb, that there's significant difference because entry speed is going to be lower and the speed up it will be lower as well. I mean, I believe it was said like 37 kilometers an hour gets you a 120 something. Draft is such a big player at those speeds that, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out. Right, well, not long left in the jungle, a few more wiggles, and we'll be descending across the bridge, a little bit of gravel, into the undersea tunnel. Pardon me. Yeah, let's have some picks for the race. For me, it's hard to look past a rider like Lionel. Like, he can go with them up the climb, and we all know the kick he's got for that final bit at the top. So I think he's my pick. But who would you guys say? Interesting to see what you think. Yeah, it looks like we're all roughly on the same page with this, really, then. But I do want to think it'll be interesting to see. There will be some other guys pushing the pace early, I think. It's often not the strongest that goes hard from the very start, particularly before the bridge. It's people less confident trying to catch people out that will go hard first. Then it's once you get off the bridge and onto the climb proper as such that the real ramping of the pace and attrition from the back will begin, I fear. We'll see. Really not long to go now. And when you're actually in the race, I can tell you what, it'll feel like forever for them. They're going so quickly, but we just want to get on that climb and get started. Yeah, so I think this is one of the new courses Zwift have brought in, and it's such a good course to race on. Like, it really does. It really pushes the climbers with those kind of the ramps of the climb, make it a much more tactical battle than just pushing straight up. And with those ramps and those rollers, it allows people to kind of put their cat amongst the pigeons with how it's raced. Yeah, once again, apologies for sparse commentary. I'm currently officially on the out now. It will be interesting to see with such a big, high quality field exactly how this plays out. Because you think, oh, strongest guys just ride off the front. But I'm on the first bend, just kind of riding. Zone 1, 2 up it. Someone from Team Type 1 is on their 52nd out of the year, so taking part in the kind of supporting ride for that. Yeah, with such a big pack, it's like there's so many places the prize could come from that they're going to have to absolutely smash it up here. Yeah, I'm not in the race, guys. I'd love you to think I am, because I'm looking very good right now if I'm in this race, but I'm not. Indeed, Mick, it's a good pick. So you can see how it's kind of getting a bit more nervous and edgy as they head into this one. Like, as you come towards the fountain with a rider, you're not out for epic KOM. As a rider, you're getting nervous now. You're thinking, who's feeling good? This is kind of getting a little bit nervy now. And you're all there like, who? Oh man, I can't see any of their faces. They must be feeling great. But they could be feeling terrible or amazing. So certainly like a hot pot of every emotional thought running through you right now. And you're just got to calm the mind, focus in on saving energy and keeping pack position, ready to hit this climb. Yeah, we cross this bridge and emerging out of the mist of the first steep slopes. Who will be first to go? Yeah, you're doing the Electric Spirit race, aren't you, Jonas? You'll be going what's it called? Oh, words have failed me. Got the name. Ocean Cliffside Loop, that's the one. And here goes Julia. One guy off the front somehow. He's certainly committed. Julia, Lionel, Barea. They're pushing hard on these early slopes. Great people. We're seeing what's it numbers behind. We all know what that means. Even for these guys, this is a big effort. As we come just around this corner slightly, it will ease a little bit. And then around the next corner, it will kick again all the way to the bridge. Have to be cautious here. If you don't pay attention, as it kicks again, you can go back a bit and have to put a bigger effort in. With riders like Julia really pushing on here, that is exactly what can cause those gaps to open. That is very true, Lord. Very, very true. Seen Lionel up here? Looking for Ocean Alvarado. That mare there, that's a strong rider right there. Still a big group, shows how strong the field is. That's a very good point, Al. It's one way to do it, particularly if you feel like you're having to work harder in the draft, which as a lighter rider she will. If you're the one putting the pain on, you know everyone else is feeling it. Where if you're sitting in working hard, you're worrying about how much everyone else on your wheel has, how much everyone else has if they're pushing the pace. So as mentally as it goes, you may be using more energy, but you can be in a much better place. Ha, a very, very good point, Ian. Here they go. What I like to call the proper climb starting now. We've had our opening salvos. This is the main event now. Some low cadence being deployed for sure. Like watching Tom Proud. I believe that's Olsen of Fusion who's off the front. Note how much a gap has come down. He's going to be in this pack soon, and he's going to have been working hard off that front for a long time. But these guys have been sitting in, so he's got his work cut out for him. Worth paying attention here. They're about to go down, and if you're in a string stretching off the back, you're working hard, 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 hard. Well, look at that, Julia has nicely got herself back in. A high heart rate, but she's nicely there. It's worth noting, unlikely they keep this pace the whole way up. They want to go hard to break each other near the bottom. Because if you're dragging people up, mentally having that many people in the group, it's tough if you're working really hard. Man, my power's going up just watching. I need to control myself and not try and push on from watching this excitement. So yeah, you can see a front group forming here. These guys at the front bunching up, settling into the climbing power. Over 6 watts per kilo. And they can push these boys, they really can. Boys and girls, I should say, do get absolutely smashed up here. Not far now, and they'll be heading on to the alpine slopes with the snow-capped hillocks lining the side of the road. Final straight in the grass for them. It's a mental point on the hill actually. As you get into it, you know you've ticked off the first section of that climb, and it's a small thing, but it helps to break it down, because efforts like this, treated as one whole effort, they're super tough. But if you break them down that little bit, all of a sudden they become much more manageable. We're trying to look at the what's the kilo numbers here and the time gaps? It's about 13, 12, 13 in the front group, front echelon as such. And it's breaking up here. Julia needs to dig in to get across if she is going to. Although it's only 22, 23 k's an hour, I say only, I've climbed that's rapid. But there's slight draft here. Not much, but it's there. There you have it. You've got yourself in nicely. It's worth it whenever it goes down, because that group effort on the slight downs makes a world of difference. Yet again, another big dig coming in, over 7 watts per kilo. And really not content with it. You are indeed Ed. Then these guys are, a number of these are confirmed for worlds, I believe. So I'm guessing they're getting prepped. Or maybe just like to smash themselves up climbs. Yeah, we can really see these front few making separation now. Although anyone shelled off that front is going to have a horrible job, as riders behind just keep tapping away with them in their sights. They see the riders they were with just up the road. But once you do go, just about settling into a rhythm, tapping away at a sustainable effort and keeping it smooth. Worth noting how much the group has pulled out there. That gap is stretching it out. With Julia here, there's a little few riders behind her, 10th to 15th roughly, I'd say. Not 10th to 12th even. And if she can go with them, she's got a good working pack to really push on with. Brilliant to hear that Piglet's going well. As the man bun fooling you. Oh, absolutely, Al. Loving seeing Julia work really hard here, but it must be mental up the front there. They're certainly not doodling along at 3 and about the Alp. That's for sure. Oh, absolutely, Rasha. Jonas even. Yeah, it is a little bit of mind melding, particularly on a bike. Like, really adds to the confusion. And the fact I'm breathing a little bit heavily. That adds to it as well. Blimey, even Zach Nair dropped. This is an insane tempo at the front for that time. Build the Asana Borea. There you are. Absolute monsters. Mad to think they're on the final stretch now. No more bends, just a straight. Rollers up and down for a little bit. Steep kick eases, and then flat. That last flat bit, absolute killer. And we're down to a front two. The ascend and build. Can Berea kick back on before it eases and the gap goes out a bit? Don't think he can, because there goes a move from Lionel into what's it numbers. And that gap, this yo-yoing, is certainly tough to fill. They are absolutely dropping what ones here. It's crazy to see. Look at that. This is ridiculous. You know, I said 16 minutes on the Epic. They're doing it like 15, 14 in a bit. It is ridiculous and incredible. And he's got that gap. He keeps it on over the steep bit here. He can let the power drop a bit once it eases and ride it. What for him will be more sustainable on that last flat bit to the finish. But Field isn't going to let him have it his way. He is going to push on and push and push and push. Because if he gets a whiff of that draft, all of a sudden it's a game changer. But it'll be a big job for him to do that with Lionel rampaging off the front here. And to be fair to him, he can't ease off too much himself. Berea pushing him. Although that looks like a cooked round to me. This is incredible to watch. Absolute monster numbers being put out here. $13.25. That is ridiculous. Massively impressive. Well, we've got a little group coming in here. Will we see a sprint from these boys? And there they go, dropping what bombs at the end of a long climb like that. Madness. Utter, stupidly impressive madness. And here's Julia, flying high, 13th, with a nice gap behind her. Monster effort for her. Adam riding strong in the top 20. Great to see an ex-teammate of mine smashing it up. Unfair to describe him as an ex-teammate of mine, considering how much stronger than me he is, but I'll do it nonetheless. Ridiculous to see the strength of this field. Ridiculous. And Alvarado in 25th. Bit of a battle here. Go on, he's got this. On a aero bike of all things as well. Fantastic effort from him. He's got that gap out. On Kuiper's number, that's a massively strong rider. Looks like he's got this. Fantastic effort. Yes, just for a bit of perspective, the times they're doing up here are way ahead of what even a number of A+ riders can do. So he may be coming in 25th, but that is a massive effort. Like a 15 something maybe. Ridiculous. Probably worth talking a little bit about bike choice. Now, this course is interesting. So obviously, the climb is crucial, and you'd want a pretty lightweight bike for a steep climb with 10% pitches. But the amount of flat into it and the flat at the finish, like, means aero plays a bigger role. So, two big choices are the Tron or the Addict RC. Now, And XRC will climb slightly better. Tron will go slightly better on the flat. But it's a tough one, and I don't think there's a right answer there. It's so much about how much you back yourself on certain terrain. Lots of top guys going with a Tron, which kind of unsurprising, really, because why work harder on the flat when you're that strong on the climb, but you don't really need the extra advantage there? But it's interesting. 15:48 for Adrian. I mean, Adrian, that's incredible. Like, if Piglet's doing 15:30 and you're doing 15:48, that's a mental effort. Because that for sure, that's one man who's proven to me that pigs can fly, or at least piglets. One thing I must say, I'm slightly envious of Julia flying down this descent now when I'm on turn 12 of the out. Although I've had a blue and green graph, she's had a red yellow monstrosity, or absolute picture of a graph, to be fair. Looking forward to seeing that in the Discord. Yeah, so well, yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in to watching me ride a bike whilst I watch someone else ride a race on someone else's channel. Yeah, it's been great to have you. Great to talk to a very exciting race, some of the top riders in the game. And yeah, thanks for dropping in. Seems to have worked out all right. Hopefully next time we'll have Al on the mic as well, if we can get that technically worked out. And you can have someone who knows what they're talking about talking. Cheers all. Oh yeah, and subscribe to Al's channel. Some epic racing on here from all the Chilean guys.